Hey everyone, Roy Shepard here. Being taken hostage is one of the most frightening situations you can be in. Would you be able to escape your bounds if you're tied in your hands and your feet by duct tape or zip ties? Duct tape is the go-to tool for restraints for any criminals taking hostages. And zip ties is right next in line. By the end of this video, you'll be able to quickly escape these restraints with no problem. Now, before we go into the detailed nitty-gritty how to escape these restraints, we have to remember this important thing. Hope is the #1 killer in these situations. So it's best to remember the best SEAL quote, "Can't quit, not dead." Next, we have to remember that timing is everything. It's really important to get the right opportunity. There is no point in escaping your restraints if you get hurt or get bound by restraints again immediately after you get freed of them. So you have to wait for the right moment when your captors are either distracted, you're alone, or you only have one guard who is not paying attention to you. For example, he's dealing with something else or with his back to you. It's really important in these type of situations to move as quickly as possible. It's a known statistic that after the first 24 hours, it's almost impossible to find a kidnapped person. To escape and find the right opportunity, you have to observe your captors for at least some time, maybe even a few hours, to understand the routine to find the best opportune time to make your escape. So let's get down to it. But first, there are a few things we have to remember when we're being tied to make it much easier for us to make our escape. In case of duct tape, we have to have the duct tape as tight as possible. So it's best to move our elbows forward and get them close together. And in case of a zip tie, it's important to leave us a little bit of space. So try to keep your elbows by the sides of your body and get your fists right by each other. Then, in case of your legs being tied, make a little space with your ankles by creating a 45 degrees V shape with your feet and bend your knees just a tiny bit. Now let's see how to break from your restraints in case you spot the right timing, the right opportunity. So first, with duct tape, all you need to do is lift your hands above your head, then swing your hands as hard as you can to open them, to have them by the size of your hips. You want to take them down as sharply and as fast as possible and then pull out. This will mimic the ripping effect of the duct tape and you will be able to escape it. Now, if you're tied by zip ties, now when you push your elbows together and then straighten your fists, you will have enough space to wiggle yourself out of the zip ties with ease. In case of your legs, what you need to do is stand by a wall, give yourselves a little space with your feet a bit forward, point your feet in a V shape 45 degrees on each side, then sit with your knees, bend your knees to a sitting crouching position as quickly as you can. This will rip both the duct tape and the zip tie apart. Now, if the zip tie technique does not work, we covered in the book Advanced Preparation how to use your EDC tools, your paracord, to saw the zip tie using your hands or your feet and break them and break it apart. So just take a look in the Advanced Preparation book for more information about that. An important note, practice these techniques so you'll know how to handle it and not get stressed about it, because you do not want the first time of doing these techniques to be in a real case, scenario. So you escaped, you broke out of your restraints, now you need to escape the area. The main things that you have to do is not be a hero. Try to hide, use dark corners behind the doors, and make sure to sneak around your captors and use a window or a door and get away from there as quickly as possible. Another tip that would be very beneficial is make yourself a decoy to take your place. For example, if there was a guard and you disabled them, you can use their body, you can exchange shirts with them, and you can use their body to mimic your own self. You place them by the wall and have their face opposite any windows or doors from that room. In this case, if someone comes to check out, they will look inside, and it will buy you a few minutes to make your escape better. Also, have to stay calm, have to be patient and take your time. It's better to be patient and not being recognized than to be reckless, and they will start running after you, and you might get hurt in the process. Now, as always, the best way to escape such a scenario is to escape it, to avoid it before it even happens. And if you notice something suspicious, you'll have to raise your alertness level and get to a public place. Now, these are following are a few examples of suspicious things that you can see. Obviously, if you notice the same person in a few different locations, it is suspicious. If you in the movies or in TV shows, you see someone talking to someone else on the street, trying to distract them, and then a van comes out of nowhere and he pushes them into the van, kidnapping them. So basically, in real life, this does not happen. If someone tries to distract you, tries to ask you for the time or direction, make sure to not focus only on that person. Take a step back and look around. And if you hear a van coming toward you or something like that, get out of there. Say some sort of an excuse and get out of there to a public location. And obviously, if you notice someone is locking their gaze on you, maybe they have some intent toward you, some incriminating, some criminal plot against you or something like that, make sure to address that. Lock gazing or staring at someone is not normal behavior in any situation. An advanced tip: always travel in a team. Always travel with someone. Kidnappers and criminals do not want to bother anyone who has a backup. And even if you are being attacked for some reason, your team members, your other group members will be able to help you, and together you'll have a much easier time to overpower your attackers. To sum up, being taken hostage is one of the worst situations ever, and the first thing is to stay aware and avoid this situation. But if all precautions failed and you find yourself in a hostage situation, take your time, find the right opportunity, don't be a hero, don't try to resist too much. And when you do make your escape, try to do it stealthily and avoid any confrontation. And of course, use the techniques that you learned in this video to escape your restraints and start your escape. Have you or anyone you know have escaped a hostage situation? Tell us your story. We are really interested in how you did it and what you did or what they did in the process to escape. Please leave a comment below. I love getting feedback from you and I read each and every one of your messages. If you liked this video and found it useful, then subscribe, like, and share the video and help us spread the word. Coming up, if we need to bug in or to bug out, in the next video we're going to talk about how to upgrade our security and fortify our location so it would be safer to stay in case of a SHTF situation. I can't wait to share all this with you, so until then, stay safe.